And, um, in a way, it is mandatory to visit the archive. It is not like you order some item from the catalog and we will send it to you digitally. It's not like that. Of course, we can facilitate you if, like, after visiting here physically, uh, and later on you think that you need to have some, say, handwritten material or a book or a paper which is preserved here, uh, so we can, like, give it digitally. We can provide it in that way, but primarily you need to uh, visit the archives, spend some hours handling the material, and we allow uh, handling or access to that material physically. And of course, you can photocopy that material, you can uh, scan that material and take it with you. It is not like you will not get access to that kind of, like several students or researchers visit the archives, and if they find something, some book or some paper clip or handwritten source interesting or useful for their research, they can scan it or digitize it and take with them. It is open in that sense. But of course, you need to have, you need to plan the visits accordingly with our curators. Like, mostly our archives is open on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the evening time, like 4 to 7. But with prior appointments, you can visit the archives in on other days and other times also. So that is not a problem. That needs to have a prior appointment. And even for the audio recordings, whatever recordings are digitally converted or digitally preserved, we share the recordings. That is not a problem. Of course, some data is not digitalized yet. Like, there are several cassette collections are there which are not digital in right now. They are not digital. But the process is going on. So if some researcher want to spend some hours in even helping in digitization, that is fine. Even
So,
means that it is a both-way process.
So may I say, like, if somebody is proposing, let's say, even like a digitization work, a proposal like
Yes,
that,
yes, of
you
course.
will also, like, we will be open to that as well. It will be
Oh, yes,
collection
yes, yes.
specific, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. And I think some questions were also related to, like, extensions of whether we are accepting or welcoming of like research question, which is perhaps an extension of PhD. So here, formally or technically, rather, we don't have any uh, like we it's not that we would discourage it, but what, because it's an independent collaboration and fellowship model, what we would definitely encourage, that it is not exactly a continuation of the current PhD work, if anybody is taking
Yes, yes,
that
yeah,
up.
yeah,
It can be definitely a continuation of it, because
yeah.
PhD is also, for all of us, a part of the research inquiry. So if you are kind of hoping to extend that, but using the archival materials, that
Mm,
is something I do want to underline. Like, using of the archival materials at the ADRA archives is
mm.
something very important. So,
Yes,
and a substantial use of it. Of course,
of
to
course.
build anything and to do research, anything, there will be cross conversations across archives, across collections, which is understandable. But uh, the entire point of this invitation is to use the material that is kind of existing right now.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Mr. Alok.
Yeah, look,
हाँ नमस्कार कुंटे जी।
namaste.
मैं चूंकि एक कलावंत नाम से वीडियो श्रृंखला बनाता हूँ, सांस्कृतिक पत्रिका, तो मैं आपकी योजनाओं के बारे में पढ़ रहा था, तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा कि इतने सारी पुरानी और बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण चीजें संग्रहालय में संग्रहित है। तो मेरा एक विचार हुआ कि इनका उपयोग करके अगर हम कलावंत के लिए कोई श्रृंखला तैयार करते हैं तो निश्चय ही एक दुर्लभ वस्तु हमारे दर्शकों को मिल सकेगी। तो एक दो चीजें, चूंकि आपने भी कहा कि वो संग्रहालय आके वहां पे आपको कुछ दिन अध्ययन करना पड़ेगा, रुकना पड़ेगा, तो एक दो जिज्ञासाएं थी कि क्या कुछ रुकने की व्यवस्था आपके संग्रहालय में उपलब्ध होती है, या जो आप पैसा देंगे उसमें वो सारी चीजें इंक्लूड होंगी। पहली बात तो ये। और दूसरी बात ये कि क्या वहां पे कोई हमको ऐसा हैंड मिलेगा जो हमारी मदद कर सके सारी चीजों में, जो भी आपको कॉपी आप देंगे, अगर डिजिटलाइज कोई चीज है या ऑडियो वीडियो है, तो वहां पे क्या हमारी सहायता के लिए कोई ऐसा व्यक्ति उपलब्ध रहते हैं क्या?
Yeah, to answer your first question, जैसे आपने पूछा कि रहने का प्रबंध हो सकता है, तो we don't have any facility here, but of course in nearby or in the vicinity you can find some places, or we can also recommend some places where you can stay, and of course that expense can be counted in your budget proposal. Yeah, you can.
I will also kind of add to the first question. आलोक आपने लिखा था ईमेल में भी इस क्वेश्चन के बारे में। सो आपका जो प्रपोजल में आप जब अप्लाई करेंगे तो वहां पे एक बजट है, तो आपका प्रोजेक्ट का 3 लाख जो बजट होगा, तो उसके अंदर ही यू हैव टू accommodate द एक्सपेंस ऑफ ट्रैवल, लिविंग, फूड, accommodation when you are traveling from Lucknow to Pune.
Yeah.
So you have to consider the entire project amount towards the production. Let's say आप documentaries बना रहे हैं, आप podcast बना रहे हैं, और अपने आप के लिए जो भी खर्चा है, so that is included within the 3 lakhs. So it's expected that you are going to spend, if let's say if you're selected, then within that 3 lakh we can also cover. I mean, you will have to kind of budget it accordingly.
तो यहाँ मुझे एक चीज और पूछनी थी कि तो फिर क्या मुझे बाद में उसके सारे बिल आपको प्रोवाइड करने पड़ेंगे, होटल के, आने आने के, और वो कम ज्यादा भी हो सकते हैं फिर?
हाँ, जो आप बजट प्रपोजल स्टेज में जमा करेंगे वो टेंटेटिव बजट है। हम वो मतलब सोचिए कि आप फ्लाइट पुणे टू लखनऊ लिख रहे हैं कि 20,000, तो वो टेंटेटिव है, वो हमको भी वी काइंड ऑफ टेक दैट इनटू अकाउंट, बट there is if you are selected, there is a financial and reporting system. So बाद में आपको वो इनवॉइसेस, बिल्स, रिसीट्स वो जमा करना पड़ेगा। और ऑन सिलेक्शन, जैसे बिकॉज आपने वो सवाल आपने मुझे आपने लिखा था, on selection, whoever is selected, the entire 3 lakh amount that is allotted to you is given to the person in 3 installments. So on selection, first you will get 50% of the 3 lakh, which is 1.5. At the interim stage, which is like the midpoint of the project, let's say at the 8th month or 9th month, or earlier, whichever is suitable for you, then you will be given the 40% of it, and at the end of it there's a reimbursement of 10% once the project is done, once you submitted all outcomes that you have kind of elaborated or committed to.
और ये भी आप सुझाव दे सकते हैं कि कितनी कड़ियां बन सकती हैं इस तरह की, या वो मैं अपने बजट के हिसाब से तय करूंगा?
Yeah, you can plan it according to your budget, and of course the kind of material you get here. And to answer your second question, आपने दूसरा सवाल क्या पूछा था?
मैंने ये पूछा था क्या वहां पे कोई सहायता के लिए उपलब्ध रहते हैं क्या?
या तो सहायता के लिए we have some interns here who can work like an helping hand, but of course आप हमारे यहाँ अब जैसे कि यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं as interns, or we can appoint them as interns to help you. So of course you need to give some kind of a remuneration to them, so you can get the service from these interns. And of course, our office staff is there who can also help to access the material. But for your project, you need to have some interns, and we can like link them to your requirements.
Or if I can clarify,
Yeah.
like the helping hand can, like the help or sahayata can be of two nature. One is of course, very direct ki आपका cataloging में मदद या recordings में मदद, that is one part of it. The other thing is any kind of conceptual discussions that you need to do through the project. For that, Dr. Kunte will be there.
Yeah.
I think the curator of the archives will be there. I'll be there. So that kind of theoretical or conceptual support systems is something that we will also be providing.
Yes.
with.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I see a question from Meghamala in the chat. I'll read that out. Good evening, everyone. There's an audio recording available at ADRA. Could we maybe get a list of them, if possible, at least what kind of genres are there available?
Yeah, right now we don't have a full catalog of the audio recordings. Like we have some catalogs partially, like our audio cassettes are a catalog, but our digital recordings are not yet cataloged. So it is difficult to provide all sort of audio material that we have. But yes, we have a variety of genres, like not just Hindustani Rag Sangeet. We also have folk music or tribal music, then popular music of India, then devotional or religious music we have. And of course, we have recordings of music from other parts of the world, like Arabic music or Japanese music. So the audio collection is very diverse. Of course, we have, I can say, the 60% of collection is of Hindustani Shastriya Sangeet, Hindustani Rag Sangeet. But of course, we have other music cultures and music genres as well. So if someone is looking for, say, music culture of Bengal, so we have a lot of music from Bengal.
So yeah. Thank you so much.
Music or Rabindra Sangeet or Nazrul Giti or different kind of music.
Yeah, so I was wondering if you had music from a different parts of the country and the world or not. This is what I just wanted to ask.
Yes.
And you say there are popular strains as well there.
Yeah.
Including Western strains, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is what I wanted to ask. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for answering that question. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. What actually the archive has been able to share with us, and it is kind of updated on the IFA website, if you see the emailer, is an index of all the print materials, especially the books and other kind of print materials. So I'm going to share that in the chat box for now. It's a PDF. It is not about the audio recordings. It's only about the book and other print materials. But whoever might be interested to have a look at it, you can definitely access it through the RFP. And also right now I've pasted that in the chat box.
So this print material catalog consists of the not just books, but periodicals, then files of various sort of paper clips or notes and handwritten stuff likewise. So everything which is in not audio material or video material, all is there mentioned. Yeah, Rahul.
Yeah, Rahul.
Hi everyone. My name is Rahul. I'm a traditional shadow puppeteer, and myself, I'm doing my second year of my PhD. Here I'm in my University of Connecticut, USA. So my first question is International Archives a part of this project? Is it possible to apply for an international project? International Archive, because I have access. I don't have any question regarding access, because my university is having a largest collection of Indian shadow puppets, So I have worked in the past 2 years for exhibitions, curation, and a lot of other stuffs. And interestingly, on a later part, I got to know that this should be disseminated to India in some form. So I would like to know what are the kind of specific goals in the deliverables? Is it the scholarly articles you mentioned? Or other, throughout the project, what all things should be deliverable? So I can talk with my department and understand is that okay to transfer that information. So yeah, these are my questions.
Okay, Rahul, if I understood correctly, you are also talking about like the university archive or the collection that you have and finding a way to disseminate it through the ADRA archive?
No, if this
Or are you
project
talking about specifically how to disseminate that?
no, so this actually is not part of my PhD. It somehow came in with my passion. So it's my
Right.
independent work. So what happened? It does not have anything to do with my actual PhD. And through this independent project, I can work independently in that archive and get those materials, access those materials or analyze it, and get into a form of the scholarly publication or any other format. So is that a scope of this project?
I'm not sure whether I can answer or like completely understood correctly, but see, the major scope of this particular call is to engage with materials that are present at Dr. Ranade archives. So if you, let's say, find a collection, I'm just like give an example, find a collection that has worked with certain folk songs, and that tradition has like a puppetry culture. And then if you can premise your inquiry on the archival collection of AD or of Dr. Ranade, and then as a cross reference, you fall back or kind of delve into the archives of the collection that you're talking about. That can be something that we can be interested to look at. Yeah, this is like the collaboration is very specific to this particular archives.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
But I mean, if you want to, if we want to talk about it separately about the collection and what you can separately, you can write to me and we can separately take it up. But unfortunately, not within this scope of the call.
Okay, I understand it. Thank you. I will definitely write to you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions or clarifications?
Hi, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, hi. I'm Surjava. I'm an independent researcher. I just had one question, and this is in continuation with what someone else had asked regarding whether we'll get any help while we are working at the archives. So I'm interested in doing some sort of cross-regional work, and I'm not from I don't know Marathi, but I understand that ADRA has an extensive collection of Marathi material. So would it be possible to sort of appoint anyone who would be able to help me with translating the Marathi texts? That's just what I wanted to ask. Thank you.
Yeah, we can we can recommend some persons from Pune.
Yeah, we can definitely recommend.
Yeah.
I mean, adding to what Mr. Kunte had mentioned and mentioning now, so there are two ways to go about it. Right, it is not necessary that the archive has somebody who can dedicate themselves to the project, let's say. But however, even from the archives end or even from IFA, we can suggest you with some translators or people who are probably not only work as translators but also kind of proficient in the language and also the understanding of the music performance culture. And you can also preempt that, and if you're sending a proposal, if you're budgeting for it, maybe budget for it, like somebody who's, let's say, as a research assistant or a language assistant, something like that. because at IFA we do work extensively with trying to make our work reach to various language landscapes, and so we definitely internally work with set of translators who work with us. So any one of them, if they have the time, or if not, we can always give you recommendations and suggestions.
Okay, so I'll try to sort of incorporate that within my budget, like how I budget the
Hmm.
sort of grant. But like I don't really know how much these go for. So like how do I even like decide for a tentative amount? Or should I just say that okay, like my budget will include like a
Mm.
research assistant or a translator, and then like if
Yeah,
I get
maybe you
go
can,
forward with that.
let's say break it up as a research assistant or translator, and see, just look at few job descriptions or everything, like, and
All
also keep
right.
in mind the capacity that you look. Are you looking for somebody just for language? Then that's a different kind of a expertise.
Hmm.
If you're looking for something who's slightly more senior, who can also give you the linguistic context, because it's just not merely translation, that will be a different capacity. So check
Okay.
couple of like how senior or how junior the person is in terms of experience,
Hmm.
and then calculate also the amount of time that you need from them, and then make a
All right.
calculation.
All right. Thank you so much.
Welcome. There's a question from Deepak. Deepak, do you want to speak up or should I read it out? Okay. His question is, would a person be able to visit ADRD to go through the materials physically the first time, formulate the scope of the research or the study, and then send across proposals for the following year? Uh, Okay, if I may respond to this first. So this call is only for this year, and we will be accepting proposals based on this only till July 10th. Unfortunately, under the current scheme and the way the program is structured and the collaborations are structured, we don't repeat the institutional collaborations. So for next year, that might not be possible under this program. But yeah, independently, if somebody wants to float it directly to Dr. Ranade's archives or directly through other programs at IFA, then that might be a possibility.
Yeah.
I hope I was able to clarify.
Yes, like even if this particular collaboration is like for this particular year, for next year you can use archival material from here. That is not a problem. You are welcome to use archival material anyway.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
for a different kind of fellowship, you can apply IFA and use the material over here. That is not a problem.
Yeah, that the archive is extremely open. So I mean, you can follow your research through other means also. But yeah, there is a limitation of this collaboration that it is only for one cycle. Yeah, thanks. There's a question from Mugdha. Her question is, may I know what all should be there in the application? Like, should we first study the materials at the ADRA, decide our topic, and then apply? Mugdha, there are two parts to the question, so I'll take up the second part first and then come to the first part. So I understand that the imperative often for us researchers is like you want to go to the field or the archives, study, and then write a proposal or research, or like even a research proposal. If you are present in the city, if you have access to the archives, then please write to Dr. Kunte and the archive and the address, and see whether by 10th if you can manage to visit and go and then research and write. Otherwise, since we are accepting proposals from across the country, the reason we have such a detailed open call is uh, we are looking at your ideas and kind of research questions. We are very well aware that you don't have access to an archive like this. So the prompts and the questions are geared to kind of nudge you to think about your research inquiry and how much you can bank on this archive to arrive at whether a research paper or a film or a podcast or a game, whichever you're proposing. So yes, it is. That's why the RFP is quite detailed and long, and we have given prompts to think around. But especially for those who cannot access the archives. But yeah, if you're in the city, if you have access to the archives, I would encourage to visit it once, have a look at the materials, and then you can write the proposal. Coming to the first part of the question, which is for everybody, is for IFA and ADRA to accept a complete application, it needs to have like 6 things, and the proposal is one part of it. So you have to have a proposal, the proposal which should substantially describe your research ideas, the use of the materials, your method, and also proposed outcomes. So be clear about what you're proposing. Um, Second part is the corresponding budget. So your budget should speak to the proposal that you're writing, which means try to make it as definitive as you can in terms of the categories. We are not expecting you to, and none of you to kind of arrive at definitive numbers in terms of cost. Let's say travel, accommodation, production costs, because those costs will keep on changing. And in today's time and day, with inflation and everything is so uncertain, those things will be changed. But correspond to your proposal what you are thinking about. If you are in, let's say, Delhi, then take in factor into the cost of a Delhi to Pune travel, whether by train, road, uh, flight. Take into account the production cost. If you're, let's say, proposing a film, then you might have to hire other professionals, editor, camera person, sound recorders. So what will be their fees like? And also, if you think within the 3 lakh, the researcher themselves want to take an honorarium for themselves, you can also budget for that. So the proposal, the budget, which should correspond to the proposal, then comes like a shorter note on certain kind of ideas around public programming that you can think around the outcomes that you have proposed, which essentially means to bring more people or to let more people know about you, your work, and also the archive. The fourth thing is the CV resume. And the fifth thing is your past professional experiences or portfolio, whichever you want to share. And the last thing and the important thing is also like like an overview of what you want to achieve, and that you can also include in the proposal, that you can also keep as a cover letter, whatever. So primarily 5 to 6 things that makes your application complete. Anything, if it gets missed, it will be considered an incomplete application.
I had a question about the various components in this. Uh, like about public programming. So like I want to apply for the scholarly project. So you're muted, Ritwika.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
So I just wanted to ask that like as a uh, if we are undertaking a scholarly project, then how are you expecting to for us to undertake a public programming thing? So as an exhibition or like something else? Because I thought that was in the domain of the creative project.
So public programming, in case of a scholarly project, rather can be something like a public facing. Maybe, if you're proposing a set of essays, let's say, maybe at some point of time before you finalize the essays, you can organize a talk or a public lecture or a workshop. So something like that.
Got it. And the proposal itself, is there a sort of like a word limit for it?
No.
Or
No,
okay, so
there's no word limit. You can be as detailed, as concise as you can.
hmm,
But yeah, I mean, try to be as articulate and detailed as you can. And also you can write the proposal in any of the Indian language that you prefer also. We work with translators, so even if you're writing in Marathi or, like I'm just saying, Hindi, Punjabi, we can also get those translated once we receive from them.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hello.
Yeah, I can add up to
Yes,
Ritwika's
please.
response. Like, if you are having a scholarly work, and for that work, if you want to have a like say symposium, and you want to invite some scholars or some practitioners, uh, then that will be a public collaboration, which will contribute to your scholarly work. So it can be also like exhibition or uh, a gallery presentation. So there are several ways you can have that kind of public interaction while having your scholarly project.
Okay, so under the scholarly project, we can also propose for something like an exhibition under public programming. That's also possible.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, great.
It's also how you approach or what kind of methodology you choose, right? Like an exhibition can always become a final outcome, but exhibition can also work as a research methodology. Like, you do an exhibition, you seek responses, and then that also feeds in your research idea, or sorry, the research paper or the essay. So yeah, I think that's where your methodology might also be very important when you're suggesting a scholarly project.
Hello,
Understood.
good evening. This is Gauri. Am I
Hello.
audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I have a small question. Uh,
Please.
this might sound a very fundamental or basic question, but while discussing now, I find there is a very thin line in the scholarly category and the practical or the so what are like what doesn't go into the scholarly thing and what are like how should I while applying how should I think in which category should I apply like or what are the parameters on which I should decide.
Uh, okay, I'll take the answer. I will take the question first, and then Dr. Kunte, you can also add on. So, this creative and scholarly category is an internal category that we have for IFA to make it simplistic. But it is. We are very well aware that it's not that simplistic because. To put it very bluntly, a scholarly might be an outcome which is only addressed to a scholarly or informed audience, and which can translate as the kind of tools that researchers or scholars generally adhere to, which might be a research or new, like a catalog, I mean a written catalog, manuscript of a chapter or a book, something like that. And creative means, which is more like practice based, like in terms of artistic practice based. So welcoming like filmmakers or designers, educationists, etc. However, it is not two watertight compartments, and
Okay.
when we receive proposals, we are also very much aware of it, because right now, what I think the previous attendee had asked, like, even if you're proposing a set of essays or a manuscript, exhibition can be a part of it. And we all know exhibition requires a whole separate collection research and writing around it. So the research exercise can also lead into exhibition or even a filmmaking. So you can categorize a proposal, or you can also kind of be very candid that this is my approach and this is where I'm trying to fit it in or not fitting. So
Okay,
that is
because
also
in
a
my
good
case, I am a musician, I'm a vocalist, and
right.
I can propose like I can give a lecture with demonstration of my outcomes. Also, I can write a paper. I can do both. So,
Right.
and being a musician, whatever I will do, in some or the other way it will be linked with the practical aspect of music. Even if I do do it like literature review and all, analysis part is always go it will always go into the category of scholarly thing, and the actual music and like singing will always go into the creativity part. That is why I asked.
Yeah, so Gauri, it is not like watertight compartments.
Okay, that is good
There is-
actually. That is good.
Yeah, there is always give and take, or the boundaries are very flexible. You can cross or you can toggle between the theoretical aspect and practical aspect. That is not a problem. It is mentioned here like a theoretical and practical project just to give some idea.
Yeah, I understood. Yeah.
To invite the proposals. So, like, even if you give a proposal for a theoretical project or theoretical study, it's fine. Ultimately, you create a performance out of that. That is not a problem.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
True. Thank you.
Sorry, I have to switch off my network because internet is not stable. I'm hoping to get it back soon. Switch off my video. We have a question from Dr. Alka Vishwakarma. Her question is, I'll read it out. Hi, ma'am, namaste, sir. Like, I have not yet seen the content in those particular works at ADRA. If my proposal's analytical methodology is a little different after going through the content, can it be considered? Dr. Kunte, do you want to address that first?
Yeah, that can be considered. Like, after accessing the actual material, then you find that, oh, I need to remodel my methodology. That is fine. But make sure that you use the archival material and then learn to the methodology. Methodology पहले बनाकर फिर बाद में आप हैंडल मटेरियल करोगे, ऐसे ना करे तो अच्छा रहेगा.
Yeah, and what we are essentially, and adding to exactly what Dr. Kunte said, what we are essentially would look, or kind of going through the proposal, what we'll essentially look at is the kind of inquiry that you're proposing and the depth of the engagement with the archival collection. It is, of course, understood that your methods might change, but or some of the modalities might change, but hopefully it will not become like, if you're proposing, let's say, a performance, it will not translate to completely a different new gamification of the archives or film. So the outputs, try to keep it, kind of what speaks to you and what you're interested in. But yeah, your methodology can kind of vary. Of course, it will once you encounter the materials. I hope that answers your question.
She has asked, like, for outcome, essay or performance lecture or performance. Yeah. All these can be outcomes. No need to have just one. You can opt for any of these outcomes.
Yeah, what I would like to reiterate. So you could not hear what I was saying?
No. She was not able to listen to my.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ritwika, you can go ahead.
No, to answer, this question at large, I would try to address that. Also, while writing the proposal, be pragmatic of the timeline that you have. You have a time of 15 years, and also you have a budget. Sorry, 15 months. Very sorry, and a budget of 3 lakh. So try to kind of, I think, resist to the interests that you have, because ultimately it's also going to be your work, and you should be able to like enjoy it and find it fruitful, and to keep it focused. I feel it always helps if you're specific and focused in terms of the commitment that you make towards the creation. And there is no right or wrong at this stage that we will say, oh, this works as an outcome, this doesn't work as an outcome, because this is essentially an invitation. So we are also willing to be surprised by the different kind of outcomes and the proposals that you're going to write to us. Yes, the RFP is a good starting point. The kind of different ideas that we have suggested are suggestive, because the archive things, these will also help them. But if you want to add, you want to extend based on that, then definitely we are hoping to be surprised with that. Yeah, any more questions? Okay, if not, just to, I think, reiterate few basic things, which is look up the RFP, read all the, submission guidelines that you have, and make sure you send everything as requested by the deadline, which means sharp by 11:59 of 10th of July, not the next morning or not 2 days after. And meanwhile, if you have any questions, please feel free to write to both of us, marking both of us. And by 10th of July, there's still like 3 days, let's say from Monday onwards, so 3 to 4 days. And we will be able to, hopefully, we'll be able to try and respond to those queries. Okay. Thank you so much. And we will be hoping to see some of your proposals. Deepak has a question. Is it possible to get the recording? Yes, this recording will be updated and uploaded, and you will find them on the IFA's YouTube channel. Also, there will be a reminder emailer about the deadline and the call that will be going out Monday or Tuesday, where also this recording will be made available. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, and good evening, and have a good weekend, everyone.